Sonya, that's beginners. Sonya, that's beginners.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for choosing this show. My name is Sonya Kelly. I'm going to be your performer this evening. And this is Justin Murphy. He's going to be my stage manager for this evening. Justin, I've just made a few last-minute changes to your script. So if you could just do everything in yellow.
Yellow?
Yellow. Yes.
Everything in yellow?
Yeah, everything in yellow, yes.
Do you want acting?
A bit, but like not more than that. When I was 7, I had a teacher called Miss Kennedy who said she had a magic eye that could see into our minds and tell us what we were thinking. Once a week, she would write the same 2 essay titles on the board for us to choose from. My Day at School, or My Adventure with an Alien. I would always choose My Day at School because at 7, I'd never had an adventure with an alien, and I felt it was important to write about what you know. 3 decades later, however, I do have a story about an alien. A real, live alien. A resident alien. An Australian. So, Miss Kennedy, if your spirit is out there floating around the universe, tune in your magic eyeball. This is for you. Once upon a time, I was in a castle on the outskirts of Dublin rehearsing a ballroom dance for a Russian play about a government official who loses his nose and gets engaged to a woman he only intended to have an affair with. Funny where life takes you. And we were going around in circles in the dry heat wearing fur coats to make us look more Russian.
Harpsichord?
Step, step, change, step, step, change. And I start thinking, how did I end up here? Learning dance steps for a Russian play in a castle? Out there somewhere over those walls, there are people transplanting kidneys and fighting racism, and I'm pouncing about a ballroom with my nose in the air, pretending to be a duchess. Something has to give. My finger's on the fuck it button. The creative team sit behind a long table muttering to each other in some kind of homage to Da Vinci's Last Supper. Stage manager, director, choreographer.
Turn, Sonya! Turn! Other way! Back straight! Chin up, shove in your ass!
Make a note of that. Sonya's S is in another country.
I roll my eyes to stage manager Kate as if to say, what have we gotten ourselves into? She puts 2 fingers to her head and pretends to shoot herself. I put 2 fingers in my mouth and pretend to blow my brains out.
Step, step, change! Step, step, change.
And round we go again. I'm only half bothering to dance now. I'm thinking funny suicides for Kate instead. It all started on the first day of rehearsals when I realized there was dancing in the show and that human life is finite. She rocks up all smiley-smileys. Hi, I'm Kate from Queensland. How are you going? And I say, I'm Sonya. I can't dance and I'm going to die. How are you? And she says, I'm getting deported. That's how I'm going. She shows me a letter from the government. Your visa will expire on such a date. Must leave the state. Illegal alien.
Harpsichord off!
You see, the Irish government grants Australians a temporary working visa. Come on over, work, drink, hooray. Then, after a year, they have to make over 60,000 euros if they want to stay. 60,000 euros? In this business? To cheer her up, I suggest we end it all together. So she puts her finger in a plug socket and pretends to fry her brains, and I fall out a window, flirting, Irish style. Now every day for fun, we pretend to die a little. 3 weeks in, and we've done drowning, poison, pesticide, electrocution, immolation,
Setting yourself on fire.
suffocation, guillotine, overdose, peaceful pill, and suicide by cop. Drop the gun or I'll shoot!
No!
Now it's the last day of rehearsals. I still can't dance. Kate's still leaving unless she can prove her ancestors were Irish. Something to do with the letters of Anne Flanagan, her great-great-grandmother, thrown off her land in Offaly and sent to foreign clay.
Harpsichord back on. Sonya, other way.
Fur coats, droning heat, dizzy, woozy, turn and spin. She commits harikiri with a pencil. Nice one. I deep in a hand grenade and boom, the choreographer sees me.
Problem, Sonya?
No! I'm like the last contestant in a dance marathon. Limp and impervious to death or victory. The choreographer looks at the director as if to say,
What did you kiss to?
and the director looks at me as if to say,
Why did I kiss you?
and I look at the director as if to say, why are you taking advice from a woman who wears her knickers outside her tights? But yes, there is a problem. I have wasted my life pretending to be fake people for real people's amusement. And as I mince about in my tracksuit and heels to a YouTube clip of harpsichord, I feel the moist pearl of a midlife crisis dribble from my forehead down my face. What am I doing? Dancing to the internet in a shroud of dead animals. I am frivolous, superfluous, ridiculous, and I'm going to be dead in a minute.
Or fired.
Or fired. Beads of sweat pattern my face like I fell into a pit of diamonds. My body boils under all the fur, conjuring the smell of old ladies and wardrobes. I look at Kate. She sees me. I see her seeing me. I see her seeing me. I see her. Eyes lock. Tick-tock, way longer than they should. She has skin as soft, as smooth as a wave-hewn pebble, eyebrows arching to question marks of film noir suggestion, lips like lips. I can't think of a simile. God, she's hot. I mean, God, I'm hot. I mean, God, it's hot. I try to cool myself off with my invisible fan. It's part of the design, apparently. Invisible fans, Jesus wept.
Step, step, change. Step, step, change.
Kate wraps the cord of her laptop around her neck and pulls it like a noose. I laugh and lose my rhythm. The choreographer pins me with a stare. And I pin her back in defiance. I know she knows. I think her job is stupid. Choreographer? Just because you put ographer at the end of your job doesn't make it important. It has to be important. Radiographers, don't they take photographs of your insides and tell you what's wrong with them? That's important. I don't call myself an actor-ographer because it's not important.
Sonya! Harpsichord off.
Shit, she's coming over now. Thundering across the room in her pineapple leg warmers. The light from the 18th century Venetian chandelier flashing off her giant eyeballs.
Sonya, is this funny? If you think what we're doing here is funny, why don't you give up acting and become a comedian?
And I say, yes, maybe I will give up acting and become a comedian because this is actually ridiculous. I am ridiculous. You are particularly ridiculous. Because you are not a radiographer and I am not a Russian. She is so close. I have to inhale her breath and I feel her stale, expended mung bean molecules swirl about my lungs. a noise fills my ears and my lips go numb and her face disappears and I collapse at her feet and vomit on her pineapple leg worse.
Get this actor out of here!
Kate drags me from the hall and out to the pool in the stable yard.
Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring.
I listen to Kate on the phone. It's the visa people. She has to leave 2 weeks from now, the day after the show ends. No birth certificates to connect to Anne Flanagan of Awfully. Great-great-grandmother not so great. Well, I wouldn't say that. She gave her lovely hair, lovely teeth, nice everything. She keeps saying, but Ireland is my spiritual home. I don't want a guy. I don't want a guy. I don't want a guy. Her voice is like a chocolate soup trapeze of swooping vowels and consonants that rolled around her mouth like gymnasts. They gave her a 2-week reprieve, then back to Oz forever. 2 weeks left to kiss the wet face of Ireland goodbye and set sail for the Queensland coast. 2 weeks to drink and sing and shift and fling yourself about and raise the roof and stir up all kinds of consequenceless trouble before you sling your hook. She hangs up the phone. Cursing words I never heard. Fucking bloody dick snap, cock spank, bloody fucking cane toad. So I say, bloody visa racist leprechaun, blarney stone, fumbling a greasy till, gone-bean bureaucratic money glutton. Hey, you say, you and me go out tonight and hit the fuck it button.
Shot Through the Heart by Bon Jovi comes ripping through the speakers and fades into Night Street sounds.
So, we're falling in and out of creepy, crawly disco pits, up the battle scene of closing time on Camden Street. We stagger through the glows and fumes of cigarettes and hash pipes, through the quiver of fingers that stab the air in drunken rage.
Walk away, Demo! Don't make me hit ya! Now you walk away! Now you walk away!
And I say, why are you here? You could be at Uluru if you wanted, running barefoot on a tropicable beach. And you want to live in Ireland, where sunshine is only a rumor, this concave tip of a rule-bending economic wormhole full of sheep? And she says, but Ireland is beautiful. And I say, Ireland is not beautiful, it's rubbish. There's no jobs, there's no decent avocados, there's no feckin'... Yeah, I can't remember. What's the beautiful? And she says, Ireland is beautiful because the people are beautiful.
Come back here, you prick! Fuck off!
Beautiful. No one says that here. Beautiful. She had eyes like the rabbits in Watership Down. Kind, blameless, cheeky, brown, and they were locking onto mine like the perfect game of Tetris. Uh-oh, I get it now. I am the people. Feelings flood my frontal lobes, down my nervous system, and as she kisses me, I can feel for the first time in my life, I am dancing.
The opening bars of Always by Bon Jovi, the music ends abruptly just before the lyrics kick in.
All I can say is, if you've never had a passionate romance while rehearsing a Russian play with English accents in an Irish castle, I can highly recommend it. It was like a giant dopamine jacuzzi with serotonin bath salts. It turns out people who are not from Ireland think Ireland is exotic. Freckles are exotic. exotic, hey. Want to come back to mine and check out my immersion?
Water heater.
It's got dual switches, bath and sink, wink wink. Sometimes I like to leave it on all night. Maybe then we could boil some potatoes and listen to the Angelus. What do you say? For 2 weeks, I am abducted by an alien. I don't answer my phone. I don't reply to a text, email, Facebook, tweet, wave on the street, nothing. 2 glorious weeks of pure, unadulterated emotional anarchy and promises made without the threat of being fulfilled. Oh, the beauty of futureless passion. You can plan your entire lives together without the threat of having to do it. Let's buy houses. Let's buy 2. Let's have a baby. Hello? Is that Russell Crowe? Yeah. We'd like to place an order for your least aggressive sperm. Oh, and well done on Les Mis. Let's get 3-legged rescue dogs and fair trade chickens and a college fund for our only daughter, Matilda Rose.
Ladies and gentlemen of the cast of the Russian play In an Irish Castle, this is your Act 1 beginner's call. Farewell to Miss Kate from Queensland, who flies home tomorrow. Miss Kelly, stand by on stage. Miss Kelly, stand by on stage.
Oh shit, the play. And so we do the play, of course.
Quick burst of the harpsichord.
Oh, hello, Lady Lodger. How do you do? Oh, very well, Lord someone. I'm talking like an English person, even though I'm Irish, pretending to be Russian. Well, that is how we show it's the olden days. Well, shall we have this fling? I mean, dance? Only if you show me your immersion. Step, step, change. Step, step, change.
Curtain down.
Ah, clap, clap, bow. Clap, clap, bow. At last! My life was a delicious mess. I was forgetting to pay bills, ignoring the post, pretending that I had read books I hadn't read, liking music that I hate, and feeling sorry for absolutely everyone who isn't me. And all the while, the seconds ticked away into little flecks of time, falling into minutes, collapsing into days, and packed up in boxes of 2 little weeks. And it was all like a fantastic, lovely, floating bubble that was rising, drifting slowly all the way to Dublin City Airport.
Beep, beep! Taxi for the airport!
This is the bit in the movie where I jump on the plane and the credits roll, but life is not a movie. It is an underestimated gas bill. It is a blocked drain. I fell into the pool when I only mean to paddle. I can't follow her because Australia doesn't want 35-year-old actors. It wants builders, nurses, radiographers. I want to say something, call, Skype, email, Twitter, but I want it to be more meaningful than that, less technological, less shitter. Some gesture of permanence on paper. So into her hand, I slip a message written on a 10-euro note. Matilda Rose's college fund.
Beep, beep!
Then we hug and kiss like... No Casablanca plane, no ET spaceship, a taxi took her. Human, Hobbit, Lego, gone. Oh, you forgot your book! Dear Kate, good luck in Ireland. I found these when I was researching the family tree. They belong to your great-great-grandmother, so I copied them for you. Love, Uncle John. The letters of Anne Flanagan from Kings County to Queensland. Dearest Mother and Father, I hope this letter finds you well. Or perhaps I should write, I hope this letter finds you. It is 6 days since we bid our last farewell, and the sorrow of it still weighs heavy in my heart. How glad I am now for my schooling, for it brings me comfort to write these words to you, though you may never see them. We were the first of more than 400 passengers to board the Erin Gabra on 6th of February, 1862. The ship is fitted plainly, with no attempt at ornament or luxury, and our steerage home is little more than a bunk. It is true what you say, Father, the ocean has a pungent smell and a lively temper, causing vessels to smash and baby Annie to become severely bilious. As I watch our 3 girls play, I cannot help but wonder if their children or their children's children or all the little ones in the decades to come will ever feel a longing for the home we left or set eyes upon its shores. Father Patrick Dunn assures us that Queensland is a colony of such beauty and natural advantage that all these sorrowful thoughts will soon fall away. It is this that brings me consolation now as I remember your faces disappear in the steam of Tullamore Station. Your tears will remain forever wet upon my shoulders. Your loving daughter, Anne Flanagan.
The screech of a cheap PA system rips through the room. We hear the drunken burble of a Friday night crowd. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, folks, welcome to Newcomers' Night at the Comedy Pit. You are in for a fantastic night of laughter. Now put your hands together for all the way from Dublin, Ireland, Miss Sonya Kelly!
Good evening, London! How are you doing? Don't worry if you don't know me. I don't know me either. I used to be an actor, but I gave it up because I kept messing up my lines. Well, that's cocaine for you. I also had a meltdown doing a Russian play in an Irish castle with English accents to show it's the olden days. I blame Russell Crowe for that. He started it with Gladiator and Man of Steel. And Les Miserables.
But
No, that's just information. Speaking of miserable, I have been trying to get over a broken heart for the last 6 months, and I'm not over it yet. I read on the internet it takes 65 takeaway pizzas to get over a broken heart, which is not easy. When you're a celiac. That was one. Yeah. I fell in love with an Australian, which was great at the time because I really enjoy paying for everything. Just kidding. Not really. Well, then she got deported, sort of, which is sad, of course, for our unborn children. That's not funny, Justin. You see, we had a college fund for our, she was going on, so I wrote her a note on a tenner as a gesture of permanence. She probably thought it was the cab fare. See, I should have said, I love you or something, but I'm Irish. We're as direct as a box of roundabouts. Give me a chance, I'm not finished yet. Hey, you on the phone, where are you from? Australia! 7 billion people in the world. What are the bloody chances? Her best friends traveling in London happens to be in the audience and plays the whole bloody gig to her down the phone. She walks up afterwards and says, "Hi Sonya, I'm Tessa, a friend of Kate's. I just want you to know you haven't been forgotten." I haven't been forgotten. That can only mean one thing. I have been remembered. Note on a tenor, I am such a dick-snap, cock-splaying, flaming gutter. On the plane home from London, as a gesture of permanence to beat all gestures of permanences, I write her a letter on a sandwich bag. "Dear Kate, I hope this sandwich bag finds you well." Perhaps I should write, "I hope this sandwich bag finds you." I gave you 10 euros when we said farewell. Maybe you gave it to the taxi man or spent it in the airport. I just want you to know, wherever it is, there's a note on it that reads, "Matilda Rose's college fund. I miss you." I wrote this up too, but I'm not telling you. Let's just say I took a can opener to my feelings, spilling forth a violent cocktail of passion and filth, aching regret and ravenous longing. I posed a sandwich bag to her family home she showed me once on Google Earth. A week goes by, then 2 weeks, then a month. Nothing, no reply. So I do what any perfectly normal person would do. I write to the Irish Postal Services. To whom it may concern, I have a silly question about a letter I wrote on a sandwich bag and posted to Australia. I know Australian customs are very strict on food items entering the country. I am convinced that the letter, having been contaminated with mayonnaise, has been destroyed, as there has been no reply. Would you have an email address for Australia Border Security so I can pursue the matter further? Many thanks, Sonya Kelly.
Dear Sonya, if a question is worth asking, it is not silly, as my mother would say. This item shouldn't be stopped as it's just food wrapping that was used and it contained no food. So I can only assume that it will be delivered as addressed. If the item doesn't arrive after 9 working days, fill out the attached inquiry form and we will investigate the matter on your behalf. Regards, Joe Cleary, Irish Postal Services.
Dear Joe, many thanks for getting back to me on this. I wrote the letter to someone as a gesture of permanence. I'll let you know if it gets ever there.
Oh, I love it. Romance will be alive and well when there are people who do things spontaneously. Keep me updated, and if you decide to travel there for, let's say, a marriage, I'll gladly carry your bags for you. LOL, Joe.
Dear Joe, I certainly will. Perhaps in hindsight, I should have just phoned, but I wanted it to be more special. The world spins so fast these days, and I'm not ready to give up on the power of paper yet. I just wanted to let you know. She's standing outside my window right now. This very minute. She's all brown and healthy from not being in Ireland. Glowing from the kiss of decent avocados. A fortnight together, 7 months apart, 2 weeks out of 30, that's
6.6%.
6.6%. She came back on the strength of 6.6%. And this time, I am going to make sure she's here to stay.
The first 17 pages of How to Keep an Alien by Sonya Kelly. It was written in 2015. I am Ann Irby. I am the co-chair of the playwriting program at the David Geffen School of Drama at Yale. It's a mouthful. I'm also a person who hates public speaking, and as both, I'm happy to say that you are at the Windham-Campbell staged readings, celebrating the work of this year's prize recipients for drama, and it is one of the venues in this festival where we have such amazing people working with us and such incredible plays and incredible playwrights that we can just let the work speak for itself, and I don't have to say a lot. So, can I ask the actors to stand up and introduce themselves? Can you do it?
I'm Chloe Howard. I'm a third-year actor in the School of Drama.
Hi, I'm Josiah Musig. I'm a third-year actor in the School of Drama as well.
And Ida, can you do it?
Hi, I'm Ida Cutler, and I'm a third-year playwright.
She directed this scene today.